What is up, users? Welcome to another episode of the Crypt. Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've done an episode. My episodes of this series have been kind of wishy-washy lately because I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about and I don't know what to do. But I figured I would maybe take a more technical analysis approach to the Crypt series because I've been doing a lot of that myself. I've been doing a lot of day trading and try to stay on top of things, especially when we're in a bear market like this. So, first of all, let me give a state of the crypto, if you will. As you can see here, just open up the 7 days on the right. So as you can see here, things aren't looking so green. In fact, they're looking very red. So we've been here before. Back in, what was it, April? I mean, we can check. I think it was in like April. February, it went down to 6,200. April, it also went down to like, okay. So April was really the last time we went to like 65. So February and April, we had some pretty low BTC values. This is, again, no one knows for certain, but this is where I see a very nice buying opportunity. So really, Bitcoin ever since January and December hasn't really gone below 6,000. And I personally would like to say that 6,000 is the bottom. And that's where I'm placing my speculative bets on, is 6,000 being the bottom. I don't really know if it'll hit 6,000. I don't really know if it'll like go underneath 7,000, but we're getting pretty close. So I figured I would lend a little bit of kind of tips and tricks for what to do in this kind of bear market scenario. And yeah, so one thing is, if you're a day trader, that you should know, or if you're not a day trader, and what you should think about if you want to think about being a day trader, is that when prices are lower, okay, your like margins when you're doing trades are a lot bigger. So if let's just take Litecoin, right? So let's say you're day trading Litecoin on GDAX, all right? Very high volume. A lot of people do that. I used to do that. I'm experienced with it. Trading like a Litecoin from like $250 to like $251 to $252 is a lot lower of a margin from trading like from $115 down to $113. The percentages are going to be higher, and that's important. So unless you're really day trading like millions of dollars, which if you're day trading millions of dollars, hey, hit me up. I'm Epic. Please upvote me. So unless you're day trading millions of dollars, most people probably aren't day trading millions of dollars. Most people probably have like, I would say 10,000 or less for like the average crypto user, and maybe even $1,000 or less for like the average crypto user. So if you're day trading like $1,000, let's say, what's 1% of $1,000? That's $10. But like compare 1%, which is a lot easier to obtain in a bear market like this, to like, what would it be, like 0.25% for like similar margins of day trading in like a very high value market. You get more money if you can read charts and like see how these things work. You just profit more. So I personally, from a day trading perspective, love to do my trading when the market is at like a very low point, because you just get more out of it. You just get higher gains. It's just a more satisfying experience. But here's the thing. Here's what to keep in mind. Mentally speaking, barrier-wise, like when you're day trading, right, there's a possibility of getting burned. And what that means is basically you sell like lower than what you bought at with the intention of buying even lower than that, but then when you sell, the price starts to, go back up. So there's that like kind of like, oh man, if I sell here, I will overall take a loss. And that can be a pretty hard barrier to overcome mentally. So my recommendation is to just take like a holding position, right? Just tuck that away and then have a day trading position. So for example, I've been doing a lot of day trades in UTrust. So let's just look at UTrust. So UTrust here, it's down 27% on the 7-day. And let's take a look at the 7-day chart here. Let's just take a look at BTC, because I mostly just day trade with BTC. I don't really care about fiat value, especially for coins that don't have a fiat pair. It's just kind of stupid to look at fiat value. So I got, for those of you that don't know, someone hired me to manage a crypto fund for them. So they took a portion of the crypto fund and gave it to me because they have been watching my Crypt videos. They've been following me on Steam, Twitter, and my streams and stuff. And they know the kind of stuff that I talk about when it comes to cryptocurrency. And they know that I've been pretty successful with day trading. So I showed them some portfolio stuff, and they gave me a few $1,000s to work with. And when I took that few $1,000s, one of the positions that I started trading with was UTrust. So when that happened, UTrust was, this is about a week ago, so I think UTrust was at about, maybe it was a little bit longer. I think maybe it was like around 1,700, right here, was when I got the bulk of my new UTrust position. But as you can see here, it's down to 1,400. So if I were to get burned, I would just be at a loss. I would be at a pretty big loss. Hold on, I've got a decent website, just a tool that you can use easily on the internet called Percentage Calculator. It's percentagecalculator.net, and as you can see on the bottom area here, you can just calculate easy. So let's just say I get in at 1725 for UTrust, and I were to sell, what is it at now, 1357. So if I were to sell at 1357 with the intention of buying back lower, but let's just say I were to sell there, I would have just lost 20%. So it's a very reasonable fear to just, not want to sell lower than your initial buy-in position. But you have to keep in mind that initial buy-in position is arbitrary. You could have bought in at any moment. And yeah, it sucks that your shit's gone down, but you need to divorce yourself from that. Because even if you do sell at a loss, there's always going to be other opportunities to day trade. You can always make back that 20%. It's not that hard. So in order to make back 20%, all you need to do is do like, I don't know, 5 good day trades, and you already bumped yourself back up. Okay, so you have to divorce yourself from this. So let's just say, let's do a 50 Satoshi gap on the 1700s to 1750. That would be 3%. Now let's do a 50 Satoshi gap from 1350 to 1400. That would be almost 4%. So as you can see, the gains are a lot bigger, and the margins are pretty similar here. So as you can see, fortunately it does crop out my my total amount. I kind of was nervous about showing how much I have right now, but it actually does crop it out because of my layout. But as you can see, the margins aren't 50 Satoshis, but the margins are usually fairly similar. In my experience monitoring the KuCoin exchange for UTrust and a bunch of other things, they're fairly similar to what they were. So they're usually like 10 to 25 margin between the highest buy order and the lowest sell order. That is usually what it is. So that 10 to 25 range is just going to be a lot more valuable when you flip. So if you want to make a trade, let's say you want to sell at 1370, and then like the price will go back down, you'll just make more. So this is definitely something to look out for. Let's look at the 1 hour here. So as you can see, there's a lot of price action. So I was talking about this last night. If you see this candle here, it's always good, if you're doing day trades, it's always good to have, especially if you have multiple monitors, just have like your trade window open on another monitor. So like, let's say you're watching Netflix, right? Monitor number 1, browsing the internet, monitor number 2, and then like your trade window, monitor number 3. That's usually what I do. I have 3 monitors. So that's usually what I do. I just have my trade window open, and you just want to look at things. So for example, there's a lot of sell action here on Utrust, right? You see there's like, you know, 0.2s, 0.17, 0.2. But there's not that much buy action. So there's not that much like resistance. So if someone here were to get a little impatient, what they would do is they would probably end up crashing the price down a little bit. So you have to keep this in mind. Now, not all the time will people that put up walls like that get impatient, but in my experience, it happens fairly frequently. So not too long ago, last night, someone put up an entire Bitcoin buy wall. So what I did was I calculated how much that Bitcoin buy wall would go up on the sell, like orders, if that person got impatient. So what I did was I kind of calculated it a bit and put like a nice sell order at like, I don't know, 0.75 or 0.8 of that, just in case. And guess what happened? Boom, you see this fucking candle? It went way up, right? And then just went way back down because we're in like a very bear market. So I was able to make a bunch of sells at like 1580 was the highest sell I took. And then just rebuy at around 1450 was where I set my order for. And that went around over here. So now we're obviously at 1360. So we're and it happened right here, but I was asleep. So like this kind of stuff happens all the time. So if you just look at this candle right here, you look at this, like this happens all the fucking time. You just need to watch these charts. The more you watch a chart like this, just the more you get used to the signs. It's very difficult to explain. A lot of these technical analysis, like YouTubers and fucking like steamers and the people that like post all these chart trends and use these stupid ass math algorithms. We're gonna get the chart right here. We're gonna draw the Pythagorean line. Like those people are fucking stupid because like they say things that no one understands, so people think they're fucking smart. What you really need to do is just watch the fucking charts. That's what you need to do. Watch these charts like a hawk. Develop like the just pattern recognition. That's what humans excel at. We excel at fucking pattern recognition, okay? Like, that's just part of being a human. So if you watch a chart for long enough, and yeah, again, it's possible you're going to get burned. You have to keep this in mind. It's a possibility. But if you watch a chart for long enough, you'll understand how the, like, price volatility works. You'll figure this shit out, okay? Trust me, you need to like divorce yourself from the cost of like what the coins are right now, and you need to familiarize yourself with the percentage gains that you can make, and you need to shoot for them. So like you don't want to shoot too far. You also have to keep in mind like let's look at a 15-minute. So you want to keep in mind as to what like the lows have been, and always like try to place your buys above like the lows. So let's just say the low is 1371 right here, right? And then I was like right here and I wanted to sell at like 1480, okay? I would probably place my rebuy at like 1390. So then like when it like went all the way up here, I'd be like, oh no, fuck, and then it went down here, and then it went down here, and then like I would have gotten my rebuy around here. So like day trading for low cap coins, this is, I guess I should specify, this is a low cap strategy. You like, I've had day trades that like, I guess, I mean, it's hard to say, but I've had like trade positions that like take like 3 days to fulfill, and sometimes you get a little nervous. It's really just up to you on when you want to call it like getting burned. So sometimes like you just want to take your coins out and then just try again and make a new position. And that's fair, but like sometimes it takes a little bit. You just have to keep watching the charts. As long as it doesn't like skyrocket up in a direction or down in that direction, you should be okay. So just try to stick to your guns the best you can, and you should be able to make a profitable move every now and then. And with low cap coins, like for example, look at this shit. So like this is 4%. So what is like say you're working with $1,000. What is 4% of $1,000? That's $40. Okay, so let's say you make a good trade. Boom, 40, whatever. So now you have 1040. Now let's say you make a 3%er. Boom, that's $31, right? So that would be what, 1071? And let's say you make another 5% trade. Boom, I don't even know, $53. Okay, boom. See, it compounds, and that's just kind of like what you're dealing with here. And that's just like, that's my strategy. I figured I'd make more technical analysis kind of stuff for the Crypt, because like I'm kind of like news stories with crypto are just kind of shitty now. I'm getting kind of bored with that whole meme. But technical analysis is something I do all the time. I do day trading literally every day. And I get really pissed off when I see a lot of technical analysis videos. Like, for example, I follow Altcoin Buzz because I like to see their headlines, and at least at one point in time, whenever they'd upload a video on a certain coin, there'd be a lot of like pumping going on. So I followed them because they did the pumps, unintentional pumps. Not gonna call them out or anything. Like, I don't watch them, I just literally subscribe to them so I can see what coins they kind of promote in their videos, and then just like look at them and see if I can make a quick buck off of it. That's something I do. Maybe you want to do that too. Insert other popular YouTubers. I don't like, they're all cringe. But like, there's a lot of YouTubers that I've seen do technical analysis, and it's just cringe. Like, they talk about fucking mathematical formulas and fucking like lines, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just watch the charts and fucking learn. Words are difficult to use in these kind of things. It's just pattern recognition. That's the main thing when it comes to day trading, is pattern recognition. And if you want to do this, and if you want to succeed, you will most likely succeed, at least a little bit. So there you go. That's my little day trading diatribe. I've been talking for like 20 minutes now. Hopefully you enjoy. If anyone has questions or recommendations for what I should do for future episodes, let me know. Until then, bye-bye.